Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Soren Review. And today we're going to be doing top picks of the week for Kansas. Now, this weekend will be the Truck Series and the Cup Series. Now, this is going to be a bit interesting because this year, at least the Cup race, is going to be during the day. It's going to be like mid-afternoon to, the late afternoon, which I think is really interesting because, the last few years the spring race has always been at night. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out. I think so. We're going to have to look at stats from the fall races because normally those are going, they're run it during the day. However, we also can't really look at those stats because normally the days are really cloudy, they're really cold during at least the last two fall races have, and those are really the only accurate ones because they're the only ones with this aero package. So it's going to be kind of difficult for me for the Cup race to determine, but I have a few ideas. And for the truck race, we ran 3 Kansas races last year for the truck series. So there was a whole wider range of drivers. However, there's a few names that are, of course, going to stick out. So let's get started. In the truck series, I want to point out Toyota has won every single race so far. Ben Rhodes, right, won the first 2 races. ThorSport switched to Toyota this year. And then the rest have been KBM trucks. It's been either Kyle Busch, who won at Atlanta, Truex, who won at the Bristol Dirt Race, or John Hunter Nemechek, who's won at Las Vegas and Richmond. So there's no doubt that ThorSport and Hattori Racing and Kyle Busch Motorsports aren't going to run well. Kyle Busch is going to be running this Kansas race, so he's going to be a real threat, along with John Hunter Nemechek, who's always a threat. And then the ThorSport guys, right? Matt Crafton was able to break his winless streak at Kansas last year. Austin Hill won a race last year at Kansas. He's always pretty good here. He's been had a quiet season so far, but I think Austin Hill's gonna break through this weekend and definitely, really be a threat, similar to how he was at Las Vegas. I was gonna say Brett Moffitt because he ran well, right, and won the other race, but he's running now Nice Motorsports. He's not gonna be, super competitive. Sheldon Creed has did pretty good in 2 of the 3 races, so expect Creed to be, running well. And the only reason he didn't get a top 10 in the other race was because he expired the damaged vehicle policy. Christian Eckes finished second here, if you remember. And he's running ThorSport Toyota equipment, so he could always win. Not Christian Eckes, Chandler Smith did pretty good here as well in the one race he had. So we really don't know trucks can be, you think trucks are so unpredictable, right? With who's going to run well. Also, Stuart Friesen, I forgot to mention, it's Toyota who can run well. But we always say trucks are so unpredictable because there's so many guys that have the potential to win. And then when you really look at it in hindsight, it's kind of the same people who win week in and week out. So that's just funny to mention. So let's get to the Cup race here, and the results I'm going to use the last 2 Cup races at Kansas, which happen to be both 2020 races. So let's look at the 2020 fall race, because I think that's probably the best idea of what we can get, right? Joey Logano won that race, though we all know Kevin Harvick had the faster car, and expect both of them to run, very good. Alex Bowman got a 3rd place here. Bowman also got an 8th in the other one, the night race, so Bowman's pretty good here. Bowman's been pretty good at the 1.5 mile track, so expect him to run really well. Denny Hamlin, we talk about Denny Hamlin. He won the 2019 fall race, won the 2020 spring race. Hamlin's going to be a threat, like always. We'll see if he can finally get it done, today. Ryan Blaney, tends to have good runs here. I was gonna say Martin Truex Jr. However, I'm not, because he wasn't really that apparent last year in the 2020 fall race. Hasn't done good in the fall race, really, like super good since like 2017. Brad Keselowski finished 2nd and 4th in both races. He's an obvious threat, to win. Kyle Busch does good in the fall race normally. Finished 11th in the night race, finished 5th in the fall race last year, and he finished 3rd in the which race was it? The 2019 fall race. Now let's look at the Hendrick guys. Besides Bowman, who I already mentioned, William Byron. No, normally runs pretty good. He's had 8 top 10s. It's very good. Got a top 10 in both races last year, so a threat. Chase Elliott, maybe. I don't know about Chase. He's been really quiet this season. Not sure what to expect from Chase Elliott, to be really honest with you. And Kyle Larson has had 2 horrible races the last 2 weeks. Richmond and Talladega have been his worst runs of the season. And really, I never know when Larson's going to do well. We think Larson's going to run well 1 week, and he doesn't run that well. And we think Larson's going to run well this week, he doesn't run well. But then the tracks, Larson doesn't have a great history. Like Martinsville finishes top 10. So I'm not really sure what to expect for Kyle Larson. It's going to honestly come to how he runs on Sunday. However, there's always those guys that could upset. Look at Roush Fenway Racing. Roush always upsets. At least this season, look at Homestead. Michael McDowell, he's starting 3rd. He had a good run at Homestead. Austin Dillon has had some good runs this season at the 1.5. Finished 6th at Atlanta. Matt DiBenedetto is starting to get, that momentum built up. And I'm not really talking about the Stuart Haas, besides Kevin Harvick, but look at Almirola, got a 6th at Richmond. And maybe this is the track we start seeing Cole Custer and Chase Briscoe run good at. Briscoe did pretty good in the Kansas race last year in the Xfinity Series. So, you really don't know who's going to run well until Sunday, at the end of that first stage. So those are my predictions, topics of the week. That's going to do it basically. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more when you order from Circle B Diecast. It's a great deal. New diecasts are coming out too. I'm going to have diecast reviews every Friday. Might make them I might change around the video schedule too, to get the most out of my channel. But tons of new diecasts coming out. Also follow me on Twitter if you want at Review Soren. I post a lot or I don't post a lot of giveaways, but I retweet a lot of giveaways, so you can enter a lot of giveaways. So that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and goodbye.